Today on Suncoast View, Sarasota wants a more walkable downtown area. But do wider walkways mean more traffic troubles? We'll discuss.
The colors of a renowned pop artist come alive in nature. We take a field trip to Selby Gardens for Warhol, Flowers in the Factory.
Golf season is in full swing here on the Suncoast. Today we get our short game in shape with a new putting trainer. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show, and we brought a bundle of energy with us today.
Yes, we did.
Pam McCurdy is here and ready.
In the house. Warhol, Flowers
You
on.
look like Warhol.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a hot dress.
Thank you very
it is.
much.
And
it
very
has
hot
been hot.
shoes.
Thank
Very
you.
hot shoes. We'll see those later, I hope.
I think
We're going to
don't
make
have
her
to take
golf
your
in her
foot out.
hot shoes. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just Pam that looks great. We found a picture on social media, a great picture of you and your daughter.
Oh, I saw that.
It was such a great day. She just turned 24 years old, and we got her a car. It wasn't brand new, but she was so grateful, and it was so funny to see her reaction. She ran around the car twice. She's screaming, yelling, crying.
Oh,
great.
that is
Wonderful.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Remember that feeling of a first car? It's
Oh,
like
yes.
independence.
Yeah.
I remember it to this day, I
Yeah.
do.
Exactly. Well, and she's
Nice.
doing really well. I know Les has told us she has a new job. and
Yes.
what did Les say? She's adulting.
Yes, she
She's
is
finally adulting. And
Yeah.
we all hope to get where you are.
I
so.
know. We only have one more year, and the hole in the head, closes up. They're 25, so we got one more year.
Oh, but she stayed here. That's the beauty of it.
Yes, she did. She's doing well. She's got her job. She does a little radio show on Saturdays.
Oh.
So, yeah, and she's got quite the personality. Go
Gosh,
figure.
I wonder
It's in the
why.
family. It's in the family. That's perfect.
That was
That's
smart not
wonderful.
to give her a car until you knew she liked the area, so she couldn't go if she wanted.
Right.
That's a good theory.
And it's a convertible. Hello.
Wow.
No snow on that car.
My
She's got to
first-
stay in the south.
My first Florida car was a convertible, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Good for you. Well, we love seeing the happy family, so I'm
Yeah.
glad things are going well. Another one of our Suncoast View family is back with us today. Faz from Blue Mangrove Grill. What are we making?
Good afternoon, guys. Today I'm going to be making you one of Blue Mangrove's famous dishes. It's a 22-ounce pork chop topped with rosemary, thyme, butter sauce. It's going to be delicious, and you're going to really enjoy it.
22 ounces is a lot of pork.
It is a bone-in pork chop, but yes, it is a big
That
pork
is
chop.
a big pork
Wonder how
chop.
many calories.
We're not going to worry about it.
That's
It's
right,
a protein.
right.
It's a healthy protein. The other white meat, I got all sorts of reasons. It'll be just fine. Well, Joey's been out and about this week as well. You
Yes.
said you emceed a really cool event last night.
Yes, this was the second annual event that Teen Court of Sarasota, which is a
yes.
group, when we've had them on the show, and they kind of have teens try their peers. So this was an event that they do, Making Herstory, and it celebrates women in law. And there's a great, Cliff Rolls, of course, was there, and
Yeah.
he's amazing, and he got us these photos. But the panel, Michael Saunders was the
Sure.
keynote
Oh, how interesting.
speaker, and she, she's captivating. She thought that she was talking too long, and so she, kind of cut herself short. But I thought you could have done another whole half hour.
Oh.
Yeah, that's great.
But we had the mayor was on the panel, Mayor Shelley Vreeland. We had Deborah J. Blue.
Yeah, Deborah Blue, I
It was
saw her.
Camille Compagna. It was an amazing, amazing panel. Just talking about being a woman in law, and making sure that women feel supported. And when you get into that conversation, of course, it becomes making sure that we support each other.
Yes,
you know?
absolutely.
But it's it's important. They said that when Teen Court started, there were 15 young men and 2 young ladies, and so that's kind of what made it. This push to make sure women felt like they should be in law just as much as anybody else.
My daughter's been a lawyer for a long time now, so she never thought she shouldn't.
No, that's great.
Well,
That's-
and I love that. And someone like Reagan, my daughter's a senior in high school, going to college next year with plans to go to law school. So, I love that there's the support in the community for the girls with the goals. Because
Yes,
that's
and
what we want.
real interesting. Just the last question was from one of the youth. The youth had amazing questions. One of them was, how do you maintain your morals? And I just thought, what a great, the fact
Yes.
that even came up just,
Yep.
again, makes me feel like we're in good hands in the next
Yes.
generation.
And
Yes.
this just is a great way for them to network and have mentorship going
Yeah.
on. Great
Yeah.
opportunities.
And get real goals out there that you can reach.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks for being there, Joey. That's really great. It is time for our first hot topic. And downtown Sarasota residents are asking the city to make a more walkable downtown. So the main issue, according to city planners, there simply isn't enough room. An activist group has identified both Fruitville Road and 41 as where sidewalks are not wide enough to be walker friendly. The city says widening the sidewalk sidewalks only takes away from road space, and we're already aware of the traffic troubles. A plan gets presented at a meeting next week. Any thoughts?
Fruitville Road and 41.
Well, think about it. They're trying to.
I would not walk in either one of those.
I know, but they want you to. They
down
want
towards, going downtown
Yeah, they
between the
want
Rosemary
to
district.
join up with
Yes.
downtown.
Have you tried to cross to go to the Ritz or the
it's like playing
Westin
chicken.
Last
over
night.
41? Come on,
Yeah.
someone's.
That event last night was at the Westin, and
Yeah.
I walked in, I parked across, and when you're waiting, there's two crosswalks, you are taking your life.
Yes, because people are
Yes.
turning
You are.
corners
Right.
and they don't see.
Well, and here's my thought. Why is not just that building, but all of the buildings along 41, why are they so close to the road?
Oh, yes, that's
Oh,
a
my
question that they
gosh.
often debate here.
Well, but
that is a huge fight. How did that get approved?
5
Too
feet
late
back,
now,
and I've
though.
got a bigger sidewalk.
Yeah, too
so
late
that I
now,
don't
yeah.
have to worry about, if I have a child with me, the child obviously is on the inside, but now I'm walking the curb. you
Right,
know?
absolutely.
Well, we don't want to lose the road space either because it's
Right.
already so congested.
Right.
I don't know how they do that. I want to see this
City
plan.
planners, whoever's the geniuses
Good
that come
luck.
up with the solution, hats off.
Maybe a path that goes
walkway.
over.
Sure,
over
and we
the
talked
talked
about
about
that for a
that, but you
while.
still
Yes.
have to be able to walk along.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you
there's some
only-
issues, though, for accessibility on the sidewalks. I mean, there are lamp posts that are literally in the middle of the sidewalk.
Yeah.
So if you are in a motorized wheelchair, or you're not able to stay on that path.
That is true.
It's not safe.
Or if you've got a little kid, you have to drop
Yep.
hands as you go around the pole.
Right. No, definitely some concerns, and I think the fact that there are numerous groups coming together in one big activist group is good.
Yes, I
try to
think so,
work with
too.
the
The
city.
more
I don't see a
conversation.
solution. This is what we want to hear.
Well,
when
think
we
about
get
That's right.
Las
made.
Vegas. Las Vegas has, you couldn't fit another building on on the strip, but they do have those walkways.
Yes.
Absolutely, and
Love the
massively
overpass.
wide sidewalks.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
no, there definitely are ways to do it. Well, the city of Palmetto is battling a different beast: problems in the city's parks. Words like disgusting and disturbing are being used to describe the new rules and regulations the city has posted. The regulations say persons are prohibited from defecating or urinating in a city park except in facilities designed for that purpose. That includes animals and the homeless. Other new rules are not releasing exotic animals and no overnight camping. The article literally states that it has become such a problem, like moms and young kids are at the park and they're running into human bathroom on
I've
tree.
actually
middle of the
seen
park.
that in parks with my grandchildren,
Oh.
and it's very disgusting to me. So I don't see anything that's wrong with this rule. Are we saying this is not a good rule?
No, I think people are just
Yeah.
alarmed that there had to be one and that it may
Yes.
be not put very delicately.
And
Yeah.
that, well,
and
there's
animals
no-
and homeless people. Those
You should
two
not
verbiage
have
right
homeless
next to
people
it.
on there. You should not have homeless.
But I
Take
think
those
they're
words off.
concerned that that's
What's going on?
what's going on.
Well, if you're a
Yeah.
person, the homeless people are included in
In
people.
people.
Nobody.
I agree.
Well,
It
if
should
they're
be
putting the
stand
signs
out.
up, it's obviously a problem. I'm thinking about, I went to South Beach a couple months ago, and they do have public restrooms. Now, those restrooms
Right.
close at nighttime.
And I think that's
so
part of the problem. Because
Yeah.
there's also complaints. The complaint list was long. I tried
Yeah.
to clean it up a little bit. But, showering in the sinks of the public restrooms,
Right.
bathing, rather. You know what I mean? I mean, there's obviously people that are using the city park as
Yeah.
home
A living
base,
place.
as
Right.
a living place.
So what do? Do you put lights on at night? I mean, would that deter it, or do you try to build or offer another option that is
For not living in the
near-ish?
park. I was doing a story about Fred Atkins Park once, and somebody suggested, let's turn the sprinklers on at night. They can go all night, and nobody will sleep in the park because the sprinklers will be on.
Did it work?
That idea did not catch on. No, but I thought that was so funny.
Yeah,
let's just drown the homeless people
That's
in the
that same
sprinklers.
idea. Of,
Yeah.
We'll just make you uncomfortable so you leave.
I think
you
we're
know?
back to the conversation about shelters.
Yes,
How and what we need to be providing
A
in the
place they
city.
can, because they've got to go to the
Absolutely.
restroom. A place they can
What
go
would
to the
be
restroom.
great is if you had, a place to recommend them to go. Give them a pass,
Right, and
send
that's the
them
way
to a
it's been
shelter.
handled. I mean, this gets back to a
Yeah.
conversation that's much
Yes,
bigger, and
much
that
bigger.
all
Yeah.
of the Suncoast, every city has had to deal with independently. But apparently,
Yeah.
right now, it's definitely on a little bit on the gross side in Palmetto. So
Yes. Right.
hopefully, they'll be able to figure that out. So companies are trying to endlessly figure out what is it that millennials and all their valuable dollars really want. So the research firm Residence finds that millennial tourists are increasingly choosing urban travel for their vacations. The overall number of city trips has increased more than 80% in the last 10 years. In the next 2 years, millennials report that they are almost as likely to visit a major city as they are to have a beach resort weekend. The study says the appeal of city travel increases with income. Does this surprise anybody?
Yeah,
I don't
not
think
age, income.
well, it's
Right,
expensive to go to a
absolutely.
city. It's 20 bucks a drink kind of thing. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think we're seeing this generation that wants to sit in the sun on the beach anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
They want to go, go, go.
Well,
Yeah.
look at Sarasota. We're not a beach town either. We are. Look at all the businesses and the houses and the things you can do and the theaters. So we're not just a beach town anymore. Come here and you can do both.
I wonder if it's wanting to come together too. You know, like something about when you go into a city or an urban place, you
Absolutely.
get to go to a bar or a restaurant or live music with a bunch of people. I wonder if people are lonely.
And what about meeting up?
Yeah, and now digitally too. You know, you can do all those meetups right on your phone apps, and you can play different games while you're going downtown and meet up with people through an application on your phone game.
Yeah.
It's all experiential for the millennials.
Right, I agree.
And
They're
maybe-
not wanting to sit on the beach.
Right, and when you sit on the beach, you're getting away from it all.
That's right.
When you go to a downtown, you're getting involved in
Soaking
it all.
in. And you
So-
know what else too? This generation understands that the sun is really bad for you.
Yes.
My
That's
generation
right.
didn't get that, and I'm still
No.
trying to put it through my thick head.
No, we
but-
use baby oil and tinfoil.
Tin
Bring
foil.
it on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just try not to admit that, but yes,
And
yes,
my
we did.
generation is paying for it.
Yes.
Don't worry, we're paying too. But I like the fact that cities are having that resurgence because there were many,
Yes.
many years where many major cities didn't have it. I know Atlanta's talking about the big new trail around the outside of
Oh,
the
it's
city.
beautiful.
I've
done
heard
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've done a
So-
lot of tours where the movies are made in Atlanta. It's great.
Exactly.
And Linda,
Yeah,
you make a
that's
good
fun.
point though. If you did come to the Suncoast, you could have an entire experience without even going to the beach.
You certainly
Yes.
could.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And you could make it at McCurdy's Comedy Theater.
Every
Yes,
night.
Monday night, I have to say, we're having Yakov Smirnoff, and
I loved him.
he's great, isn't
Russian
he?
comedian from the late 80s.
Yes,
Yeah.
he had his own theater in Branson. He's a clean show, inspirational, very patriotic.
Oh, cool.
And so I
80s
just
babies are going to know
80s
him. I love
babies.
him.
All right, love it. Well, so as parents and grandparents, we know that getting our kids to eat healthy is certainly no easy task. One mother just published an essay that she's decided it's no longer worth the fight. She provides healthy meals with fruits and vegetables, but she's not going to force those kids to finish them. She rewards good choices with small, sweet treats, but she also teaches listen to your belly. She provides access to snacks and such so they learn to make decisions on their own. This is in stark contrast to those of us who grew up in the you must finish what is put in front of you, there are starving children generation,
Well,
which I heard.
My mother would put the food out, and if you didn't eat it, she took it away. And you
Okay.
could have something at the next meal.
Okay,
have to wait?
that's
Yeah,
different.
you had to wait till the next
I
meal.
had to sit there. Lima
have to sit
beans,
there.
liver,
Yeah.
onions. I sat there and
Yeah.
stared at it until it went down my throat.
Yeah, yeah.
Hours later.
But she didn't fix anything special. My daughter-in-law is, oh, I hope she's not listening.
She's not listening.
She is
not
a
listening.
doctor, and she said to my children, broccoli is going to be candy. Well,
Did
at
it
a
work?
party, her daughter goes around and says, "Could I have your cookie?"
Yeah.
Because she's never had.
So that's
cookies.
that theory of you withhold it, they don't learn how to police it.
Yes, how to govern themselves.
God love my hope that works, but I've tried every way,
Me
you know, and it just
Yeah.
They get freedom, they do what they
That's
want.
right,
All you can
exactly.
do is lay the groundwork in the brain.
That's
They're
right.
gonna
But
do
you know
they
what?
want.
They become teenagers and they become vegetarians. I promise you.
My oldest
mine
brother,
didn't.
my oldest brother was very, very picky, never ate a vegetable, and now in his adulthood, he'll still call me and go, "Joey, have you tried hummus? It's
Yeah.
amazing. Cauliflower is great." So it's,
Yeah.
I know, Taylor, the same
Did
thing.
you find them on your
My
own?
daughter
She-
became a vegetarian after all my struggles with her.
That's crazy.
And some of those vegetables, though, have a pretty, a strong taste
Yes.
that on a young taste bud. I can imagine why kids don't like
Absolutely,
cauliflower.
and it also
Brussels
depends on
sprouts.
like how people are preparing
hate
things.
Brussels sprouts.
Like when I learned you have to roast them. You have to roast them. Growing up, I dealt with a lot of steamed things.
Yeah.
Like, everything was kind of slimy growing up. That
Yeah.
was just the texture that was in at that point. Because
Yeah.
that's what we knew how to do. We used pressure cookers. We boiled things
Oh
in
my
water.
goodness, yes, I remember
Now
pressure
things are
cookers.
roasted. You know that's very in
Yeah.
vogue. Things taste a lot better when
They
they're
do.
crunchy
Yes, they
and
do.
roasted.
And as a
So-
guy, though, without kids, I do catch myself sometimes going, well, why are you giving them ketchup? Why don't you make them understand how it tastes without condiments? So I have to remind
You
myself,
just want to get it in the body.
I don't have to feed a kid, so I don't have to judge.
Yeah.
We do the best we can.
I
people.
still want my
Sugar.
ketchup.
Ketchup is sugar.
And Linda gives her grandchildren candy, and that's okay too, because she's
Don't eat
grandma.
out their parents.
All right, we're going to check in with our happy hour forecast. When we come back, we're going to take a field trip to Selby Gardens.
Thanks, Stephanie. We have an interesting weekend shaping up that I think you're going to like. The humidities are down, the temperatures are going to come down. We've got rid of the early summer-like warmth. And right now across the state, we can take a look at temperatures. It's still in the 80-degree range, 80, 82 in many areas, but up in the panhandle behind the front in the 70s. And across our viewing area, cooling off to around 77. But we're going to be about 55 for the low tonight. You're going to feel the change in the air. A few clouds over us, as you can see in the satellite image, but the rain from this passing front is nowhere near us. It's out over the Atlantic, and I think that's false echoes out over the Gulf of Mexico. So if you're heading out tonight, this Friday evening, we're going to cool off into the 60s. Should be a very comfortable evening, although it might be a little breezy, but look, by 3 a.m., 59 degrees, and we'll probably bottom off at around 55 by about 7 or 8 o'clock as we move towards sunrise. Coming up on ABC 7 News at 5, 6, and 7, the complete look at our local weather, which is cooler, but also a major nor'easter in the northeast.
Most people associate artist Andy Warhol with his pop art of celebrities and soup cans. Yet he also created more than 10,000 images of flowers during the course of his career, which leads perfectly to a display at Selby Gardens. So I took a field trip to see Warhol, Flowers in the Factory. Let's take a look. Warhol, Flowers in the Factory. What does that mean?
The Factory was the name of Warhol's studio in New York City back in the 60s. But this show features flowers because he's known for a lot of things, but he did a lot of flower paintings in his time. You'll notice that his artwork was often displayed in grids, in rows of things. So you'll see these grid patterns, quadrants, rows, things like that. The second is repetition. You know, he did the same object over and over and over and over, but each time he would twist it, he would change it a little bit. That's sort of these ideas we've played with. And then, of course, color. Warhol was known for using vibrant, sometimes crazy colors. Of course, it was the 60s, wasn't it?
When you think Warhol, you think of the Campbell soup cans, the iconic celebrity photographs, but in fact, he had this wonderful and surprising connection to nature and made 10,000 flowers during the course of his career. Essentially, what we've done is collected together some very key artworks by Andy Warhol featuring flowers, as well as archival photographs of Warhol in nature.
So that was in Warhol's factory, and these were his hibiscus flowers that he did. But you notice the grid, the repetition. Each of these has a different color, and then behind it is our version. These are all Neoregelia bromeliads, same thing, but different hybrids, different colors, repeated over and over, all the way down the conservatory, 82 feet worth. This feature has 555 different bromeliads in it. So there are cues here. You know, we've had a lot of fun. We've played with plants. We painted with plants. How about that? So we put a paver in the ground. And when you stand there, what you'll see is that the Tillandsias, these epiphytic bromeliads that we've suspended, are superimposed on those colorful squares. So again, you see all of those themes we've been talking about. You know, another comparison too that some have drawn is, you remember Andy Warhol was famous for his silver spiky wigs, right? His crazy hairdo.
I didn't know those were wigs. I thought that was his hair.
I know, they're wigs, look it up. But of course, some people say the Tillandsias, they're reminiscent. They're silvery. They're
wigs?
Right, because his wigs were typically silvery or white in color.
One of them looks like my hair.
Yeah.
A very bad day.
So a technique we're using more and more is using computer 3D modeling of our pieces for our exhibit. I used this model and I could stand back and look at it, and then I adjusted the wires to the right spot so they would all line up from a certain vantage point. When it was built, it was perfect. We didn't have to experiment because all that had been done virtually.
Why do you think he's lasted so long?
Well, maybe it's the simplicity of his art. You know, certainly as we explored this, we found that the themes were rather simple, but they're a lot of fun to play with.
It is awesome. And you know, a really strange thing happened at Selby. Andy Warhol's nephew came to visit. I don't think they even knew he was coming. His name is James Warhola, and he came and he said, my uncle would have loved this. I guess they did know he was coming, because there they are talking to him. Okay, James was not a surprise, but who would think that Andy Warhol's nephew would be here? Yes, and he loved it. So that is just so cool.
That's amazing.
That we got approval for it. But, you know, I thought it was really funny because, you know, these are in grids, so all the flowers are exactly the same height. Well, flowers grow, and they grow at different rates. So the horticulturists are always keeping them at the same level.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, not so necessarily pruning them, but making one grow slower than the other. So it's so strange that they can do that.
That is.
You just learn so much about nature when you're looking at that exhibit.
Yeah, I can't wait. We were saying that, you know, it's a little warm out now, but as it's going to maybe get a little cooler, I can't wait to check it out.
Next week is supposed to be cool, so it's going to be perfect for strolling in the
I'm
garden.
going to buy a week-long pass and just sit and look at the bromeliads.
It's beautiful.
Well, and I know the menus are also kind of mirroring the Warhol themes that are there at the cafe.
You can have a drink, you can have lunch. It would be really fun.
Cool.
And Warhol Flowers in the Factory runs through June 30th at Selby Botanical Gardens. You can go to their website for more details. Next, Joey has some new phone apps to tell us about.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke, it's a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
To be able to just get my son here and not think about how we will pay for it, it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
I'm Alan Cohn. Busy week. Is Putin really targeting Tampa Bay? Is the president serious about bucking the NRA? Jeff Sessions, Jared Kushner, goodbye Hope Hicks.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
So we pretty much all have smartphones at this point, but most of us are not using them certainly as much as we could. So Joey is our tech guy and our man about town, and he has some new apps to share.
Yes, and it's been a little while because I felt like I got so oversaturated with apps that I kind of got turned off on them for a little bit. But these are ones I love, and I use. So the first one, I believe it's called Meal Lime or Meal Lime. It's mealtime without the T in the middle. So it's the only difficult thing is how to pronounce it.
Okay.
We'll go with Meal Lime.
Meal Lime, it is a meal planning app, and there are hundreds, but what I love about this one is you choose what type of cuisine and diet you would like, and then from there they will give you a selection of options. Some you would have to upgrade to a pro, which I don't. I do the free version, and it's just fine by me. You pick the ones you want. Right now I'm doing 3 meals a week, and then it breaks it down into a shopping list for you.
Really?
So I'm literally in the grocery store with my phone out, and it'll say chicken, 2 pounds. pick it up, click
Okay.
it. My shopping life has never been easier.
Really?
And then
Wow.
it just gives you a breakdown of the recipe. So this is nice if you're trying to, we have great recipes on obviously our dining page, but if you want to make something, a couple nights a week, this makes it so easy
Like a
for
Mediterranean diet.
Yes.
And you can pick out different
and it's all been
recipes.
pretty healthy.
Wow.
I don't know if those were the choices I selected in the beginning, but I highly recommend this one, and don't pay for the version yet.
Okay.
So if you like it,
good.
then if you need to upgrade, you can.
Okay, now you mentioned that you have some that help us with books, and Linda and I
I
are
love books,
sharing
yes.
books back and forth furiously.
So there are tons of library-related apps. There are two that I want to talk about here. The first one is called LibriVox, and this one is a free resource of all public domain audiobooks. So you can just download them right through the app.
Really?
Love
Yes.
that.
Oh, what's the name of that?
It's called LibriVox. Now, I will tell you, there are other versions like Audible that you pay a subscription
Yes,
for.
I have that.
Those are less
Yeah.
clunky because you're paying for them. This is still, you have to play the audiobook through the app, but
Okay.
it's all free. And it's all the amazing books. There's some classics, amazing literature, and then some newer ones. Huge selection. So that one's LibriVox for audio. And then if you want to, this is amazing to me, Libby. There are other versions, but I like this one. You link your library card, your real life library card,
Okay.
and then log into your county library. So this is a screenshot of mine. You can check out ebooks from the library using your own, and you can see
Nice.
it'll show you all of the libraries in your area. So I tried to show as much of the Suncoast as could fit on my screen. And you're literally borrowing their ebook. What's funny about it, though, is if someone else has checked out the ebook, you can't get it until they've returned it to the digital
Even though it's an ebook.
database. Yes.
Oh, that's fascinating.
So it's just a nice way, it's a nice way to keep the library alive.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Again,
absolutely.
There are lots of these apps, so use the one that you like, but these are two that I
Okay,
really
and then you
enjoy.
brought a really fun one. We like fun.
I always like to waste a little time. So on our show, we love Jib Jab, where you can
Right.
take an actual
yeah.
picture of someone's face, and then it puts it on an animation. Well, now it's gotten even easier with GIF Gab. So
Okay.
it's the same concept, except you take the faces and you will turn them into animated GIFs, or GIFs, but I still say GIFs. So, and you can customize them, and it's done pretty easily from your phone. It's a time waster. You're not
I
going to
love
be changing
this.
the world with this.
right.
But I had a little bit of fun with our hosts last night, prepping some specifically for you.
Oh, there's Pam.
Pam, whenever you're
Yes.
here, it's like a little present.
Aw,
And Linda,
That's what I'm doing tonight,
it's
right?
you on a Friday.
there you go.
And Steph, I cheer, you cheer, we all cheer.
Yeah, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
So this one's fun. It's free, gift gab. So this one, you can waste a little time and
that's so much
balance
fun.
out the other side of your brain.
That is awesome. All right, Joey always has fun stuff to bring. Listen, if you forget the name of these apps, because Linda's writing them down on a piece of paper, which is going to get thrown out, or if you ever miss a segment or you want to see one again, you can always find us online or talk to us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and send us an email, suncoastview@mysuncoast.com. Coming up next, we're going to work on our golf game with a new trainer.
What if you had a medical emergency away from home?
My chest hurts. I can't breathe.
What you need is Mobile Help, America's premier mobile medical alert system. Most systems only work at home, but with Mobile Help, you get help outside the home with coverage nationwide on one of the largest cellular networks at the press of a button. Call the number on your screen for a free full-color brochure. We'll send you everything you need, including this base station, the patented mobile device, and the waterproof pendant and wrist button. You can also add the fall button that automatically detects falls and signals help. Call today and receive a risk-free 30-day trial. There is no equipment to buy and no long-term contract. For a limited time, you will also receive a free emergency key box with your plan purchase. Remember, Mobile Help keeps you safe coast to coast.
Call 1-800-916-8638. That's 1-800-916-8638.
Supan, part of the U.S. Paralympic rugby team. In my game, movement is everything. I get frustrated when my move is blocked, especially when that guy has no right to be there, even just for a minute. I love a challenge, but I don't like to play this game every day.
A message from the United Spinal Association.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. and another and another and another and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in with Faz from Blue Mangrove Grill. And Faz, I understand you've got some very exciting spring specials on the way.
That's right. As you know, season's here and the weather's been so wonderful. So we decided next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to bring in all-you-can-eat snow crab legs with potato salad and coleslaw for $28. So we're really excited. Hoping that people will come down, sit in the patio, enjoy the sun, and eat lots of crab.
Oh, it doesn't get any better than that. Okay, we'll join you in just a few minutes.
Okay, thanks.
So you know the old golf saying, driving is for the show, but puttin' is for the dough. Well, pro golfers will tell you it's the short game that makes for winning low scores. And Daniel Willis has created a new training product that is going to help us with our putting, and it's called Straight Putt. Welcome.
Thank you.
This is not an easy thing to conquer.
It's not.
A good putt,
No,
that's
we
for
see
sure.
all the pros messing it up all the time.
Exactly. So there's a lot of different putting tools on the market. Tell us what makes this one different and why you saw a need.
There are a lot, and most of them are on the ground. They're trying to train the putter head versus training what moves the putter head, which is the hands and the arms. So with everything being on the ground, I was sitting around one day and I was like, well, how can we make it different? So I decided to elevate it, and you can see we brought it up just below the putter grip here. So it doesn't change the way the putter sits on the ground. It doesn't change anything about your stance. But what it does is it starts to move your focus to your hands and to your arms.
I like
so
that.
now we're working on training.
Yeah, you say that now.
What moves the putter head versus moving the putter head. So it's a slight difference in mental, but it makes a huge difference in your consistency of your putting and what you feel like on the green, the confidence that it builds for you when you have that 4-footer.
Okay, well, Miss Smart Alec here is going to be the first one to try it. But before we get to it, your motto is the best putting stroke is a repeatable one. How does that play into what we are doing here?
Well, everything about this maintains that you have a consistent setup. So from your feet, so when I get into my putting training aid here, I can peripherally see where my feet are going,
right?
Because I measure them against this bar, right? So I've got an orange dot. I've got these series of dots here. So we start at the orange dot every time, and then how far back I want to go, I can measure that. So basically everything is measured in your putting stroke by using this device.
And then you get muscle memory.
Correct.
And you know it's the right every time because of the measure. I like
because
this.
Everything, but since it's like if you can't measure it, then it doesn't matter, right? So if your TV ratings you can't measure it, then you weren't on there, right? So
if Does he have to bring that up?
if you,
words we can understand.
Right. So if you can't measure your putting and what you're actually practicing, then you haven't really practiced to the best of your ability.
Right. When why repeat it if it's wrong?
Exactly. So now I can set up here every time. I can make these strokes in between here. The object is to try not to hit the bars. If you're a beginner golfer, you can set it on the outside and rub up against it so you get the feeling of what it is. And then a lot of people don't know what eyes over the ball means. It kind of goes over your head. So you can set this right below these bars here, and now you can set up to it, and you can look between the bars, and now your eyes are directly over the golf ball.
So you're not going to be hitting the ball over and over so much as training your arms to move in the correct manner.
You could do it either way.
Okay.
If you're in a hotel room or if you're up here or in an office and you don't necessarily have the room to hit a ball, you can just work on your arms and everything like that. But if you're out on a putting green where you want to take it, then certainly hit balls with it.
So you're saying we should work on this in our office.
Oh,
I heard him. I heard him.
I like the way he thinks.
I do too. All right, Pam, you're a golfer.
All right.
And Pam is a very accomplished golfer.
Good.
So
Well,
this is
no,
for her.
now, come on. I'm just a sassy short game. That's what I am.
So you want to start with the putter shaft at the orange dot here, right? And now the object is just to set up and be as comfortable as you can and make the stroke short stroke. We're working on short strokes here because the long stroke it varies a little bit, and you're really only trying to work this on a putt length of 8 to 10 feet. There you go, and make sure you bring the putter all the way out.
Now I have a question, even for the most accomplished golfers, is this something you always need to go back to? Your putt, is it like the basics? You always have to
It is. I like to say you don't want to be mechanical when you're putting because putting's a lot of feel, but you need to have the right mechanics. And so if you don't come back to this, at least and check it out, then maybe you will you'll fall into bad habits like we all can do.
Well, let's start with the beginner. Let's have Joey, because I know you're not a huge golfer.
Here we go. And do me a favor, come over here and maybe hide me.
Different wearing high heels.
So I'm going to set you up on the outside here. Okay. So we're going to start at the orange dot again. Okay. We're going to rest the putter shaft against here. And now you're just going to slowly take it back.
Shake it.
Got to use the stance, and just lightly rub it against there. There you go.
You got it, Joey.
That's a great way for steady.
Absolutely.
I like that on the outside.
You know what I like about this? Because I'm a total novice. I've never golfed. I don't want to go practice my putt out in front of everybody. It's embarrassing. You know, like this is something I could keep working on it until I feel really confident.
And you could talk about your golf game.
Yes.
Well, and we all know muscle memory is what you have to develop to be successful in anything. Linda, give it a try.
Correct. Yep.
Well, I also have,
how's your
I
putt?
have confidence.
Yeah, I like putting it on the outside there.
So we're going to start at the orange dot. So walk up so you're a little comfortable. There you go. And now we're just going to lightly rub it against the bar. You don't want to knock it over.
Very good.
There you go.
All right, and while Linda works on her putt, I do want to point out, Daniel, this is not your only invention. You are also a new dad.
I am,
and I think this is just a really cool thing that you're trying to come up with a way to take your passion into a business, grow your family. I mean, this is what we love here on the Suncoast, people coming down here and doing what they love.
Yes, it's been amazing, and certainly with the new baby. I mean, I had very little part in that. My wife did a wonderful job of that, but I did have a little part. So, yeah, it's been amazing to watch her grow for the last 3 months.
Steph,
How long has it taken you to get it to this stage where you've actually...
So this was about a 2-year ordeal to go from running to Lowe's and buying the parts and the wood and saying, hey, does this even work? And then you go to a CAD drawing, and then you go to a manufacturer. And so, there's
Is your manufacturer here locally, or at least in the United States?
Unfortunately, it's not.
China?
It had to be China.
Had to be.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we're always happy when the idea is here.
That's right. The idea is here and the product is here, and this is nothing but great for your golf game. For more information about Straight Putt, or to order one for the golf fanatic in your life, or to get somebody started, this is actually really great for beginners. You can go to the website. It is Straight Putt, and you'll see that is STR8Putt.com. Okay, coming up next, it's time for some rock and roll with Let's Rock Sarasota. Stay with us.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking a digital sales manager with at least 3 years experience in digital revenue development. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply. This is an ABC7 News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. A newly released Russian video shows a simulation of nuclear weapons targeting the Tampa Bay region. Why political analysts say Tampa could be a possible target for nuclear attacks. And an update on negotiations between Sarasota County and the state over improvements to River Road in Venice. Now let's get a check on our first alert weather forecast with meteorologist Steve Newman.
Jacqueline, you can't help but feel a change in the air, and for those of us suffering from allergies, we want this pollen to be blown out to clear the air out, but it may take a few days for that. Here's a front right now attached to a major nor'easter blowing up across the New England states, bringing coastal flooding and really a lot of bad conditions up there. We have a few high clouds here, but really no showers. Coming up on ABC 7 News tonight at 5, 6, and 7, I'll have the complete weekend outlook, and I think you're going to like it, as well as that northeast storm details.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
Don't allow your weight to threaten your health or control your future. Excess weight or obesity can cause emotional and physical health risks. But you can take control. The Your Weight Matters campaign offers free resources and tips to help you measure and understand your weight. Take the Your Weight Matters Challenge. The free toolkit prepares you to speak with a healthcare provider about your weight. Your weight does matter. Take the challenge and take control today.
Florida Studio Theater presents Native Gardens. Stately gardens and cultures clash, turning friendly neighbors into feuding adversaries. When a disagreement over a long-standing fence spirals into an all-out comedic battle of taste, privilege, and entitlement, no one comes out smelling like a rose. Critics are calling Native Gardens timeless as well as timely, smart and first-rate. Audience are calling it one of the best. Native Gardens is now playing. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
Our nation's servicemen and women show great courage and leadership both on and off the battlefield. When they transition to civilian life, they can apply the skills and values they learned in the military to the workplace. That's why the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is urging employers everywhere to be smart, bet on a vet. Hiring a veteran is also a great way to show your appreciation for them. To learn more, call 1-888-44-SALUTE.
Research shows that music education further enhances all aspects of learning and brain development. But many kids just aren't interested in the traditional instruments or music styles. Let's Rock Sarasota is a different kind of music school. And Julio Madrid and Micah Nero are here to tell us all about it. So what do you guys do at Let's Rock?
Okay, we teach music there. Students take private lessons. But the basic in the school is to have like a rock band where the kids can more interact with other musicians and they can, work in music, stuff like that. So this year, what we've been doing is getting a little bit more to instruct the kids with more techniques and technology. So we have a new program. There's a digital music, where the kids can learn how to do music through computer software and stuff like that. We have a lot of projects, like we partnered with a new with a recording studio where the kids can go there and record their own music and do projects with them.
Oh, I bet they love that. Awesome. So what does the rock style have to do with their interest in learning music?
Well, it depends. It's all very depends on the students. Instructors try to give them all the fundamentals, technique, anything they need, reading music, but they can decide where they want to go and what kind of style of music they want to play. So we kind of cater there to the different styles that they want to do.
But you need that technique as your foundation.
You always have to have a foundation, and that's really important because a lot of people miss that in teaching. Say, some kids right now, we have one in Berkeley, they, after the school, say, having that foundation, they can step to the next level and go to another, any opportunities they can go in the recording studio.
Well, I love that you have digital too. I mean, now it isn't even so much how you play, it's knowing how to mix and supplement. And
but we want to kind of cover the kids that are in front, like in the stage, or the people that are behind the scene.
Yes.
So a lot of behind the scenes students that we have.
Well, you guys have a show coming up. Tell me about the show, Micah.
We do. It's Sunday at noon at Mandeville Beer Garden, which is a family-friendly place. It's great. They have games, beer, food, and the kids are going to put on an awesome concert for everybody. We're really excited. And
is this the first one?
This is the first one of the season.
Of the season.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have a lot of cool things coming up this year, and to showcase how talented these kids are. And as soon as you hear them play, you're going to know exactly what we're talking about.
Introduce these two.
So this is Quentin and Aria. They're incredible. They can speak for themselves at this point. Their music does.
Okay, guys, take it away.
You know I'm a dreamer,
hearts of gold. I had to run away high so I wouldn't come home low. Just when things went right doesn't mean they were always wrong. Just take this song and you'll never feel left all alone. Take me to your heart, feel me in your bones. Just one more night and I'm coming off this long winding road. I'm on my way, I'm on my way home, sweet home. Tonight, tonight I'm on my way. Just set me free, home, sweet home. You know that I've seen too many romantic dreams up in lights falling off the silver screen. My heart is like an open book for the whole world to read. Sometimes nothing keeps me together at the seams. I'm on my way, I'm on my way home, sweet home. Tonight, tonight I'm on my way.
The Rock Show is Sunday, March 4th at 12 noon at the Mandeville Beer Garden in Sarasota. For more information, go to Let's Rock Sarasota's website. Next, we're getting ready for a big season finale here on ABC 7.
Home, sweet home.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better. With amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon? You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
A promise was made. A promise that hit the beaches of Normandy. A vow that captured Iwo Jima. A contract that weathered Tet. A pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq. An IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Okay, so Linda and I both have a guilty confession. We've been watching The Bachelor fairly avidly this season.
Yes.
The big finale is coming up Monday and Tuesday nights. I'm seeing here that there is a raw, uncut ending coming. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna be blunt here, I don't like this guy.
You know, he promised every parent that he loved their daughter, that he would be a good husband to their daughter, and that he could see a future, and then he dumped them. He was lying.
Well, just the concept of, his name is Ari, if you haven't been watching, the concept of sitting down with the 3 different families. I mean, I understand home visits and all that, but he literally is in their eyes, holding their hands, proclaiming his undying love back to back to back. And one of the girls says, I don't know if I can feel this with you because I know you are still trying to feel it with other people. And I thought, girl, you are right on.
That at least tells me that they're pumping oxygen onto the set. So one person is
right, but I wonder, so he's all nervous, like, I don't know if I can hang on to her because she doubts me. The other one, I literally was yelling at the TV. She's from Minnesota, nice Midwestern girl, you know that's my soft spot. Her boyfriend came all the way out to Peru to get her back and was literally like, what are you doing here?
Yes.
And she sent him home, and I'm yelling, no, that man went to the other end of the world for you.
And you hardly know this guy. You've been on,
Right.
what, 3 dates with him with about 10 other women, and he can't decide if he likes you?
It's not real.
But what's the bottom line?
It's not real.
We're watching.
Oh,
we're watching.
That's all they care about is the
I
ratings.
may even text them and give them some advice here.
Exactly. I'm watching the finale. It is Monday and Tuesday nights. It is back-to-back Big Bachelor.
I like
coming
the
up.
blonde best, but she's way too smart.
I like the brunette better. She's a Midwest girl.
we're gonna
You'll
keep
see it
going.
right here on ABC7. None of us like the guy. They should both
We'll
run.
be on a soap opera next year.
You know, whatever launches a career. All right, we are heading to Blue Mangrove because you need to experience the pork chops we are smelling. We'll be right back.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
My Hometown Fest is coming to Nathan Benderson Park Saturday, March 3rd. Join us for culinary favorites from across the U.S. paired with your favorite craft beers. There's also great live music and activities for adults and kids. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC7 to get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC7, we're here for you. This is an ABC7 News Update.
I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at the top of the hour. A prowler on Siesta Key is now behind bars. A look at how Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies tracked him down. In first alert traffic, we're seeing backups over the Ringling Bridge heading into downtown Sarasota from St. Armand's. This can be expected probably over the next hour or so. Let's get another check on the weather now with meteorologist Steve Newman.
Scott, there is traffic everywhere right now on a Friday during the height of the season. We have some high clouds that are thinning out. Get ready for a cool night tonight. You're going to feel a change in the air right on through the weekend, but no rain. As we look at radar, there's absolutely nothing in the way of precipitation across the Sunshine State. Little cool air clouds coming in from that wind blowing over the warmer Gulf Stream. But look at this. This is what we'll be talking about more. A major blizzard nor'easter just hammering the northeastern states. I'll have the complete details on this and the complete local weekend forecast coming up.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
Loaded with big laughs, colorful characters, and the songs that made the 20s roar, Bullets Over Broadway is bringing musical theater back with a bang. Your attendance is requested at the Players Center for this wild Broadway musical opening February 21st. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit the website at theplayers.org. This is one Broadway show that is sure to knock 'em dead.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
I just need a second.
Is your weight holding you back and affecting your health?
Did you see this? Your cousin had a heart attack.
Really?
Excess weight or obesity can be serious, but you can do something about it. Visit yourweightmatters.org. Download the free toolkit to prepare you to speak with a healthcare provider. Your weight does matter. Accept the challenge and take charge today. Visit yourweightmatters.org.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Coming up Monday at 4 on Suncoast View, it is Hollywood's biggest night. We have some of the biggest Suncoast names in fashion with us to dish and debate. Join us for a full panel of fashionistas and a red carpet roundup. Our Suncoast Society photographer details our upcoming social events with tips on how to pose when you're being photographed. And Libby's Cafe and Bar celebrates with us in the kitchen.
Welcome back. We're here with Foz from Blue Mangrove, and I am doing a little chopping.
You are doing a great job.
Thank you, Foz.
He said you were like a pro, Pam.
I know. Well, you know.
The knife there,
Yeah,
Pam.
she is.
Yeah.
This is actually parsley, thyme, and rosemary that she's chopping for us.
Isn't there a song about that?
Maybe. Yeah. It's all fresh, and this recipe calls for fresh herb, and I really enjoy fresh herbs. So you can actually use as much as you like. If parsley is your favorite, put a little bit more in there. That's what I usually do. I cheat a little bit. But what we're going to be making today is our 22-ounce pork chop.
The size of that.
Yeah, these pork chops are cut for us. These are Senate cut pork chops, and they're USDA inspected.
Okay.
So you can actually eat this pork chop medium rare to medium.
Which
it doesn't
is great.
necessarily have to be cooked all the way, and it does have a very small bone in it, not a lot. So what we're going to do is that we're going to actually just pan sear one of these.
Okay.
Usually everyone likes to grill pork chops on a barbecue, but some people cannot have a barbecue if you live in condos or whatnot.
Sure.
It's very
Yeah.
difficult.
TV station, you
or
don't
TV
have a
stations,
barbecue.
right? So
Well, and it's also hard to control the heat on a grill. I get flare-ups and then I get char, and this is a really good way to control the heat.
and as you can see how tender and nice this pork chop
pretty
is.
piece of meat.
So we're just going to put a little bit of salt and pepper on it because our sauce is just going to give it a lot of flavor. And then what we're just going to do, we're going to cook this seared on both sides for about 5 minutes.
Wow.
And then if you can, try to use a metal handled frying pan, because afterwards you can put it in your oven at 350.
Oh, right.
About 20-25 more minutes, and it's done right to medium. It's perfect.
So how long do we pan sear before we put it in the
About
oven?
5 minutes on each side.
On each
Just give
side.
it like a nice light brownish color
Little
on either side,
caramelization.
right? And then you put it. So while our seasoning is being chopped, we're just going to go ahead and start our. Thank you, Stephanie. We're going to put some butter in here.
Okay, more than that?
A little more. This is
Okay.
Paula Dean's cooking show.
Okay, then
Oh, yeah, Paula
There's
Dean
no
and
fat
butter.
calories on
There's
Friday.
no right. I'm going to get known for that on a view.
What else
And then
we
we're
have?
going to add the garlic to it, please.
Oh, that's a lot of garlic.
It's going to be nice and
more the
garlicky.
merrier.
It'll smell the same. It'll be good.
And so while this is just sweating for a minute or two, we're just going to wait for our herbs to come in. Put our herbs in here.
Okay,
Let that
herbs
sweat for a
ready.
minute.
Oh,
Oh,
look at
beautiful. What a fine
So
job.
we're making a sauce that is used with the pork. Is that correct?
Yes, it's going to be
Okay.
served with the pork. It goes on top of the pork. Wow, what a great job.
Smells. Yeah, Pam,
Oh,
really
my
I'm impressed. I'm
It's making me look bad.
There's nothing quite like the aromatic of
Yeah.
fresh herbs.
Right.
You just don't get that from the dried ones.
And then, just a little bit of salt and pepper.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do, we're just going to go ahead and put our chicken stock in here.
Okay, all of it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Chicken stock is like a good secret ingredient.
It really is.
That
It
flavor.
really is. It does a lot. And while this is stirring, what I like to do is I like to use a little bit of cornstarch just to thicken it up. Or
Okay.
if you don't have cornstarch at home, flour will
Flour
be just
works.
fine, okay?
All or a pinch?
No, you can go ahead and put it all in
Put
there.
this all in? Okay. And cornstarch is obviously our thickener.
That's right.
So that helps us a little bit. You want to
And then
whisk?
we're going to whisk this. And we're just going to let it simmer for a couple minutes, and this should be all done, ready to go.
Now, you had said that this is one of kind of your staples at Blue Mangrove. So is this something that is always on the menu?
Always on the menu. And people actually call in advance to make sure that they reserve 6 to 8 of them for a party.
Wow.
So it's very, very popular.
Well, it's just a good kind of comfort food. It's actually a very simple meal,
Yeah.
but high quality meat makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Fresh herbs make a huge difference. And there's nothing better than some sides and veggies with it.
And you know, it's funny because
And wine.
Obviously a lot of guys order this, but you'd be surprised how many ladies order this pork chop also at the restaurant.
Wow. Gorgeous
so
caramelization.
Pretty much, this is what we're trying to do. And then once when that's done for about 5 minutes, we'll put it in the oven. And again, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, you have a nice medium pork chop ready to go.
And you are good to go. And why, thank you.
No, ma'am. No,
we're not sharing with them. Cheers. This setting at Blue Mangrove, some of the best on the Suncoast. Go out, enjoy the patio, enjoy the wonderful cooking and the great company from Faz at Blue Mangrove Grill in Palmetto. Pam, we've enjoyed you with us today.
Thank you.
Always
Had a great
fun.
time.
Chopper, a good
That's
time.
right.
Everybody enjoy the rest of your day and take some time and enjoy the Suncoast view.